Everything that sparks human emotion can be used as a manipulation tactic. Truth, authenticity, transparency, vulnerability, and shame are perfect tools for manipulation. Vulnerability, for one, for example, whenever somebody's being vulnerable with you, it speaks volumes to your brain. It speaks volumes to your psyche on a level that people do not understand. Subconsciously, it's signaling unto your mind that this person is confident, this person is bold, they don't give a fuck what anybody is thinking about the way that they're expressing such embarrassing things. Because when people are being vulnerable, it's usually things that are embarrassing to the perspective of society. It's usually something that is held in the private regard, is held in the private domain of one's personal life. So whenever this is being exposed so confidently, it speaks volumes to the psyche of the person that's, witnessing the vulnerability. And so automatically, the person that is displaying the vulnerability is going to be confident, is going to be bold, is going to be this, it's going to be that, it's going to be all these attributes the brain will already contribute and attribute to the person that's displaying this. Now, vulnerability is a dangerous tactic to use because the person that is receiving this can catch some envy. They can catch some jealousy because they may want to be vulnerable and be able to express vulnerability in the same way that you are. Shame is another tactic that can be used for manipulation. Like whenever you see people shaming men that want to go after young women, they're using the shame to manipulate everybody in the society that does not take heed or take hold to that belief, to taking hold to that belief so that what they don't want won't happen. So their desired outcome, their desired result will be in the outcome that they want. Such as they don't want men going after younger women. So you're a weirdo if you go after a 19-year-old girl, 20-year-old girl, 21-year-old girl. The brain doesn't fully develop until the age of 25. You are a fucking weirdo. So the manipulation is accomplished because the goal is reached. We don't want men who are older men going after younger women. So what do? How do we manipulate this into the outcome that we want? We shame it. We use shame as a tool, as a tactic, as a method to get our desired result within the outcome. Authenticity. If you're being authentic, if you're being real, it speaks to the desire of one wanting people to be honest with them. That's why people love dogs so goddamn much. Because dogs are somewhat authentic. That's why, people that don't believe in the policy of honesty as the best policy, they already overlooked the power of honesty. That's why sincerity is a beautiful tactic to use for manipulation, because it displays authenticity. There's no bullshit. It breaks down the barrier of fear people have if they're being played, if they're being toyed with, if they're dealing with fake people. It breaks down that barrier and says, look at me, look at me. Get rid of your fear. Look at me. That's what it does. Transparency is a great tactic because it can win a lot of people over. Like the government is using the tactic of transparency. They was transparent with the JFK files. All this stuff that they was transparent with was for a purpose. The goal was to get more people on board with America, to get people back in line in which they needed to be, because a lot of people, have mixed signals about America nowadays. A lot of people are in a state of mind that's not really healthy for America. A lot of people are against America. A lot of people are against the government. A lot of people are not for America. And in order for America to thrive, they need the people of America to be for America. So how do you do this? You manipulate. You use these tactics, transparency. You know how many people got on board with the America and America First and all that type of stuff and are now diehard patriots because the transparency in which the government has displayed. Anything that sparks human emotion can be used as a tool for manipulation. That's why it baffles me whenever I see people, talk about love bombing. Love bombing is another one, which sparks a human emotion. Love sparks human emotion, but love bombing is totally outdated. Nobody's using love bombing. Anybody that knows how to manipulate or has the ability or the capability to manipulate is not going to use love bombing. It's outdated. The main tools of manipulations that are used now is shame, authenticity, truth, honesty, transparency, and vulnerability as being the last one because it's the most faulty one. But that's what people are using. So look out for these. And I'll give you a little short story. This is going to be a long video. Yes, indeed. But this is a short story. I was once a member of a church that I grew up in. It was called the Spirit of Life Church. And we had a Jezebel as a preacher after her husband died. And she was deceived by a demon who told her that she was supposed to be the preacher of the church. And so she still resides as the preacher now. And due to my connection, I was being a bitch of a man and just totally warring with God in my mind and not accepting the truth of what is because of the connection I had to the church and the connection that I had to the members of the church. I didn't even want to accept the knowledge of the truth of what was and what is now. And so I fought it day in and day out. I fought it. And then verse after verse came unto me. The Lord spoke unto me and said, this is wrong. Ain't no woman supposed to have any authority over a man, especially within the church, a preacher. And then God said, I did not call this woman to preach. My word does not even say so. So what I did was I stood in front of the congregation. I exposed her as the Jezebel she is and said that she needed to step down. Now, most of the congregation stayed. They did not want to leave. They still remain. But this woman, she will oftentimes say, I want to give you the truth. I don't want to tickle your ears. I don't want to lie to you. It's not my job to lie to you. All that type of stuff. She was using the truth as a tool for manipulation. Like I said, anything that sparks human emotion can be used as a tool for manipulation. And she was using this tool. Just because, so let this be a lesson. Just because people say, well, I don't want to tickle your ears, I gotta be honest with you, I gotta tell it like it is, I gotta do this, it doesn't really mean they're telling it like it is. You have to know the truth. And at that moment in time, I did not know the truth. And then when I did, I rejected the truth and was warring with God in my mind until I accepted the truth and judged everybody else in that church along with myself. And then the people that did not come out of the church with me remained. They also rejected the truth, and they are still rejecting the truth. So, but yeah. And that's how truth can be used as a manipulation tactic. Because she said a lot of truthful things. She'll say a lot of truthful things within the Bible, but she'll say a lot of things that just was complete bullshit, complete hogwash, complete nonsense that was not of God, but of the demons that surrounded her mind, the demons that floated and danced within her eyes. Her name is Cynthia Skelton. So if any of y'all have ever heard of the Spirit of Life Church, don't go there. And yeah, she is actually a family member of mine. So mind you, people, if I'm this hard on family members, just know I'm this harder on myself. So whenever I'm hard on people, just know I'm giving y'all tremendous mercy. Very great mercy. I love the mercy that I give. But I'm giving tremendous mercy. But yeah, the Spirit of Life Church have perversions within the church, and there's nothing but demons that lie within that church. God does not reside there. It didn't reside there since Pastor Skelton died. There's nothing but demons that direct the path of Cynthia Skelton and all the people that follow her. But yeah, I always pray for them though. I pray that they all leave that church, or at least her son will become the preacher, because I regret all the hideous moments I spent in that perversion within that church. It was ridiculous. I was such a bitch of a man, you know. And again, you are a bitch of a man if you stay in a church that has a woman preacher. Regardless of how much truth she's speaking, I guarantee you there's a lie somewhere. And you are also a bitch of a man if you ever sought out therapy or went to therapy. You're a bitch of a man. And I've been in therapy before, but I was a bitch of a man whenever I was at therapy. Therapy has never helped me and never helped anyone. Every positive case you could pull out of the ass of therapy, those positive cases are still going to therapy. They're still attending therapy. All the positive cases, you can pull out the psychiatric units. They're still taking the pills. They're still taking the medication. Take them off the medication. Take them out of therapy. They'll be worse off than when they first went in. You dig? It's just that simple. And it's unfortunate. But that's the truth of the matter, what it is. And a lot of people don't like the truth, the actual, honest, nitty-gritty truth that doesn't sugarcoat anything. This is how you know the truth. Now, in this video, you can say that I'm being manipulative, because I used a numerous amount of tactics within this video. I used authenticity. I used vulnerability about the story with me and the church. I used the confidence while expressing my vulnerability in the words in which I'm professing with such confidence and with such effortless. I can't even really say that word, effortless. Effortlessly. Yeah, I can't say that word at all. But this is the honest truth. And the truth is that your truth doesn't align with the truth, and you are just another lie. And lies always fall, so seek to align with the truth. And like the old folks say, the truth shall set you free. Have a good day.